Well, hello, and welcome to. Oh, why is it not showing? Day six. There we go. Day six. Mastering your own energy, 30 days that we are playing with. And I'm hitting all these hot topics of how I've mastered my own energy over the past 32 years in my transformational journey and areas that I coach clients with. So let's talk about money. Let's talk about money. I have always claimed money as my thing. It's like my thing. Um, so anywhere that you've claimed money as your thing, like my money is like what always keeps me. It always just does something for me. It's always there's never enough. There's always lack. There has been too much. There's been never enough, and all that energy comes up when I talk about it for you. Would you just go ahead again and destroy and uncreate everywhere that is like the first energy that comes up for you with money? Okay. The topic of money is a topic like it can go in so many different directions. But again, as an energetic coach, I look at money from the space of energy. Because if we do money from thoughts, feelings, and emotions, the density of that, not the energy of it, it's just a big, hot mess. Because you cannot think yourself. There's this thing, okay, mindset work. Mindset work is really important. Okay, positivity. It's really important. You wouldn't be here with me if you hadn't probably done some of that work. But if you could think yourself out of all the places that aren't working for you with ease, you would have done that already. So, the energetic element is the part that most people haven't tapped into, or you've tapped into it and you need more of it. Okay. Because if you could think yourself out of the money stuff, you would have already done it. So, again, this conversation, like the last six that I've covered, have so much more to them, but I'm just doing like these hot pocket spots. And money came up for me yesterday, kind of an old pattern. I have never not had a coach, a mentor, or a therapist. I'm gonna declare it right now. I do not believe that's my point of view. I have never seen all of the above anybody create the change on the level that's expansive by doing it yourself. So if you really are looking for expansion and change and just different, everywhere that you're trying to do it on your own, you will only energetically go back to where you know and create, if you can, just a little bit more, because there's the energetics of that. So I'm just claiming, like, work with me, work with somebody, find something. And books and all of that are fantastic, but they also don't take you into the elements of clearing the energy. Okay. So where was that? So I hit a little money thing yesterday. I've never not been without a coach, therapist, or a mentor. But even having somebody like coming from network marketing, you have the most massive, incredible. I worked with millionaires. Were my lineage that I could tap into and taught me everything they knew. But there still wasn't that one on one. Okay. So I'm working with a coach right now that I pay $1,250 a month to be coached with her. I never thought in my entire life that would be like a possibility, but it's required for me to keep choosing greater and greater and greater so that I can continue to give greater and greater and greater. So I hit a little like, oh my gosh, yesterday, like whatever. So I know when my thoughts, feelings, and emotions come up, and it wasn't just this old energy that I have of like, stop, I don't want to do this anymore. So I called her and I'm like, take me out. It's a year-long program. Like, get me out of here. Now, I have I have grown so much. I'm not even the same person. energetically, or even as I'm not even the same. I don't even choose from the same space anymore. So we got on the call yesterday and we walked through it. She says, you're right at the point of a very pivotal change in your life and your money and your finance and all that. And I go, I know, but I can't hang on any longer. So, and everything that I was talking about to her was all not real. Like all the lack I was talking about, all the fear, all these lower energetic harmonics, and they're actually energetic addictions. Like I'm so addicted to anything. And when you start to really dive into your own energetic work and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually addicted to that feeling. I'm addicted to that feeling. It's so unconscious. And so to step out and expand beyond, I've been doing a class too for the last 50 days, something called angst. Like everywhere I'm addicted to this underlying current of angst. I didn't even know what the word angst was. So anywhere that right now while I'm talking to you, you're like, oh my gosh, I am aware that you are addicted to this like energy. So in order to become unaddicted, not addicted to whatever energy is ruling your life, you got to have steps. You got to have processes. You gotta. You can't do it alone. So anyway, so that's what brought up the topic today was mastering your own energy. And money isn't the problem. You are. Just let that sink in. Money isn't the problem. You are. That's actually the title of a book, and it's so right on. Money isn't the problem, you are. And if I was to read from this, just the top thing, it says, what if it's all about how much you're willing to receive? How much you're willing to receive. Money isn't the problem. Money isn't the problem. It's how much I'm willing to receive. Now, that's been a true exploration for me deeply for the past 4 years. Like I had to really look at mastering my willingness to receive. Because I am just kind of do it all my own. I will make it happen. I don't need anybody else's support. If I ask somebody for their help, I've been disappointed in the past. Nobody knows me better than me. It's weird because I still have, your points of view create your reality. When it comes to recovery and all my healing work, I don't have a problem asking for help. Asking for, what did you do? How did you do this? How did you create this? How did you change that? And then showing up continuously to see new examples and then stepping into that energy and self-facilitating myself into that. But when it comes to the money dynamic, the money element, and to tie it into the energetics of receiving, I just saw, like, when I first got that, I'm like, oh my gosh, my whole life right there. So everywhere that you've not currently looked at your capacity to receive, would you please do that now? Everywhere that you haven't looked at your capacity to receive. And like, what is your level of receiving? So what would it be like to receive with ease? And everything that doesn't allow that, please, would you clear that? Okay. And again, I'm also going to keep talking about my groups because that's what I'm doing also. I am gifting here, but I've got the Phenomenal Woman where it's 7 hours of facilitation and coaching a month. It's on sale for $47, regularly $99 a month. And come on in and play 30 days and see what you like. And we go into a deeper clearing facilitation and this upcoming Master Your Own Energy 6-week course. But for right now, just clear it. Just clear it. So Everywhere that you aren't willing to receive, that if you were willing to receive, it would change your reality. It would change everything. Everywhere that you're not willing to receive, that if you were willing to receive, it would change your entire reality. And everything that doesn't allow that, all the unconsciousness, all the limitations, all the beliefs, all the points of view, under the pile of shit is the pony called you. So that's my tag, my hashtag. And for people who don't like cuss words, it's underneath the pile of poo is the pony called you. And so everywhere that you've layered on all these things where I will not receive, I will not receive, I will not receive, cut you off from receiving money and ease. So this isn't something, from my point of view, that you can just like clear. Like, wouldn't it be magical if it was like, I'm just going to clear that? It's a lot of layers. It's a lot of layers, but every time you clear and then you choose something different, remember Lene's 4 A's is like, we're having awareness. Number one, everywhere that I'm not receiving, I'm cutting myself off from receiving money. Everywhere I'm judging myself, that was like a big one. I was like, oh my gosh, remember the crown of judgment? Please take it off. And when you take off the judgment crown, you have a capacity energetically to receive more. Okay. So, and then we put our crown back on. So, money isn't the problem, you are. So, what if it is all about how much you're willing to receive? So, everywhere that you're not willing to receive, that if you were willing to receive, it would create a totally different reality, life, living, and business. And everything that doesn't allow that, just clear it. So we ask a question, we're aware of that, we're an allowance. Okay, cool. That's what I've been doing. And it's getting so much better, but what else is possible? And then we ask the question, what is it that I'm not willing to receive? That if I was willing to receive it, it would change my entire reality. Now, when I coach, I don't ask questions with a conclusion. That's a question that has no answer to it. Okay. Questions empower, answers disempower. So the question is, what is it that you're not willing to receive? That if you were willing to receive it would change your entire reality. Well, you don't know the answer. And I don't want to know the answer. I want to go into this energetic like space, like, I don't know. I don't know. So that the information, the energy, the awareness, that all of that pops in, shows up, and then from there, my last 4 A's of action of success is like, what action can I take from here? What is it that I can be willing to receive here? Money is never the solution. Money is never the solution because money is never the problem. If you try to use money as a solution, you will only create another problem to solve with money that you have or the money you don't have. So it's like, do people come to me to work with me because it's like that thing? It's like that thing with my coach. I want to go to, she has information that I want, and she's mastered it, she's trained it, she teaches it, and I require that. So I have got to pay her for that. And that's how this reality works. That's just how it works. You pay somebody money so that you receive something. And there's a very interesting thing that we do in this reality is the more that you pay somebody, the more you are willing to receive. Did you get that? Did you get that? Say you signed up for a $7 coaching class. Okay. I've experienced this a billion times. Like, not a billion, but lots. Like, you sign up for something because it's a low budget. Okay. And I'm a little compulsive, so I will kind of I will suck everything I can out of it. But most people, from my experience, will sign up for something, and if it's a low price, you may get a teeny bit out of it. You'll get $7 worth. Now, when I signed up for $1,250 a month, you bet I'm getting every bit of it. So What is it that you're not willing to receive that if you were willing to receive it would change your entire reality? So there's always this thing when you want more, it often does cost money. That's how this reality works. So even me doing free stuff, um, I do a lot of free stuff because I do a lot of free stuff. Um, and you will get what you have decided it's worth because it's free. Now, here's something from network marketing, 22 years in Mary Kay of doing free makeovers. I've seen hundreds, probably thousands of women. Because it was free, there was no value on it. I have no idea where this conversation is going. There was no value on it. And then I would watch a competitor who was charging $250 for an hour for what I was giving away for free. And people were buying the $250 like it was going out of style. I remember that. I was like looking at that going, what is that? So what is it that you aren't willing to receive? That if you received it, it would change your entire life. Everything that doesn't allow that, again, will you clear it? Clear it. And I'm not saying let it go, because letting it go boomerangs energy right back. But we're saying energetically, I clear that. I destroy and uncreate all the limitations and beliefs attached to that. So let me wrap this up. Mastering your energy. Money isn't the problem. You are. That's the title of a book. It comes back, title of a book by Gary Douglas from Access Consciousness. It's about receiving. And let me see if I gave you a bunch of nuggets in there. I think there was a lot of things that you can take away for whether, whatever you choose. I have a story in this Facebook group. I don't know where it is. I'd have to find it. That I think a couple months ago I went live. Whew. And yawning is actually when you release energy. So I'm not tired. I shared how I lost $70,000 last year, the year before. How I actually lost $70,000. So everything that is, and what that looked like was, it's a long story, but it's so clear what I did. I had money in stocks. It was money that I put in, it had grown. I never actually received having the money at when I made it, because I was in a stage in my life, when I was drinking and workaholic and my eating disorder, and I was making $19,000 a month. I was in my 20s. It was pure insanity. So I was making this money, putting it away in an IRA. So I know that I knew I had never really attached to this money. So a year ago, I look in, it's like it's got $70,000 in my stock, and I'm like, wow, cool. Like letting this guy do whatever he wants with my money. Well, a year later, because I'm not attached to this money, because I never brought it into my world, I couldn't receive it. That was the bottom line. He had lost all of it except for like 4,000. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad, but I couldn't blame him at all. I had to go. Max wanted to blame. Max is still blaming him, but Max lives in I'm more in this conscious, like, man, I chose that. I literally did not receive that money into my world. And the funny thing, and I'll end in here because I'm supposed to go 15 minutes and now I'm 19, is that I have struggled financially a lot as a single mom. It's just my story, while having tons of money in the bank. That's what we call a pauper. I actually went to Debtors Anonymous for a long time because I liked that energy of not having enough. It created a dopamine hit for me. I could talk all about that. So, but let me wrap that up. So when it was gone, I was like, okay, that was a very expensive lesson. I mean, very expensive. I no longer, I have the our money gone, like gone. So anything and everything that brings up for you, anywhere that you're not actually even receiving the money you have. Oh, that's what I was going to say is in survival for so many years, my thing, I had that money. I could have used that money. And then the money, and then the money's there, and then it's gone. So I had to look at like, wow, everywhere I wasn't willing to receive me. I wasn't willing to receive what I had made. I wasn't really willing to receive. Yeah, everywhere that you're not willing to receive, that if you were willing to receive that energy of whatever it is that you're not willing to receive, because money isn't the problem, you are. And everywhere that you're not willing to receive, destroy and uncreate it and clear it. Okay, thanks for hanging in there for this long call. And if you made it that long, you got to learn about the $70,000 loss. So again, I'm here to continue. If you want to continue on any type of journey of uncovering, discovering, and discarding all of that unconsciousness so that you can have more of you and more receiving. See you somewhere, or slash I will see you here tomorrow at 7:30. Alrighty, comments, please, replay, all that, so that we're a contribution to each other. Thank you for hanging in for the long call. Okay, continue to master your own energy today with your awareness, allowance, ask, and action.